The Backrooms. You've been here before. Level 22. Ruins Left Behind. Survival difficulty. Class 5E. Environmental. Unsafe, unsecure, non-entity hazards. Level 22 was, at some point, an infinite average-looking car park, which was at some point taken over, and later on, abandoned, by a society that inhabited it. It was initially discovered in 1925. Image caption: Level 22 upon its first discovery. Description: Level 22 was initially nothing special. It took the appearance of a 20th century multi-story car park, which was filled with various parked cars and shopping trolleys, all of which used to be full of building supplies and food. Due to the infrequent amount of hostile entities in Level 22, this location acted as a hub for countless groups and individual communities. In 1987, Level 22 was declared a small micronation, becoming independent of any other faction within the other levels of the Backrooms. From then on, the micronation within Level 22 continued to grow rapidly. By 1990, most entrances to Level 22 had been closed by its inhabitants, with this group officially isolating itself and giving itself the new title of emstable. Footnote: Documents uncovered from Level 22 have made it apparent that the nickname for emstable was a mixture of the words embattle and stable, the latter being a synonym for car park. While emstable began negotiating trades with both the MEG and the BNTG in 2012 and 2015 respectively, this independent faction would very rarely allow those who were not a part of their group into the level. Because of this, very little is known about the faction's members, economy, political structure, or general day-to-day life. From what few studies were done, the community had a rigid caste system that divided inhabitants into families. These different groups would each work on different floors of Level 22. Each group would have a variety of tasks to fulfill, with each one giving a fraction of their total resources produced to the floor above, keeping whatever was left for themselves. While it is unknown who founded emstable, it is known that 3 individuals were the flagship of the Empire's creation. They, as well as others, lived on the highest floor of Level 22. Footnote: Whilst not the actual top floor of Level 22, as such a thing's existence is currently unconfirmed, it was the highest floor emstable ever occupied. Sporting a surprisingly lavish lifestyle given the conditions and environments. They were known to have Wi-Fi, leisurely devices like a pool and a football table, and were somehow able to set up functioning electric cookers for meal preparing. For the lower floors, however, life was a lot more difficult. Floors that were around 10 to 15 stories from the top enjoyed easy, albeit boring, lives. All residents on these floors had tents, shacks made of wood or the mined concrete, as well as a select few residents possessing cooking appliances like the ones on the top floor. Those that did not possess cookers lived off of the food of others, or fruits and crops which they periodically harvested. Whilst cookers could have become easily obtainable, it is thus far unknown how wanderers in emstable obtained crops for the first time. The generally accepted theory is that before emstable's collapse, exits to a level in which wanderers could cultivate the plants in existed, which allowed wanderers to form a gateway between levels which proved to be convenient for farming. This theory also offers a possible suggestion as to what jobs the citizens of emstable used to do to make a living in the level, which solidifies the theory's basis even further. At the bottom of emstable's empire, below the 16th floor, life was extremely impoverished and hard. Recovered diaries and notes write about how many would flee down even more floors in hopes of going to another level. Information on these lower depths is sparse, with a lot of the info being taken from found diaries or photos. Footnote: Excerpts of these diaries and logbooks can be found below. Many of the population would starve at these depths, oftentimes relying on the benevolence of the floors above to be mindful and not take too much food and supplies as to leave enough for themselves. They barely had any tents or separate homes, resorting to living out in the open in sleeping bags, or frequently without anything at all. Image caption: a tent in level 22 when it was a lived-in nation. This system was inevitably exploited by the higher floors of level 22, demanding more from the lower floors while also giving less to those above. This led to the need for the third-party trade deals. These deals were ultimately unable to save Emstable from its collapse, which prompted the majority of its population to leave the level in search of a better life in other levels. While the true reason for the fall of Emstable is unknown, it's widely accepted that the main reasons were the fault in its social system and the slow decline of level 22's structural integrity. Due to all the mining and scavenging of the level's supplies and natural concrete, many of the walls, supporting pillars, ceilings, and floors began to lose stability. All of this culminated into the level's eventual collapse, which has made it so that large parts of the level are either inaccessible by conventional means, or difficult and dangerous to access in the first place. Today, level 22 resembles an abandoned and destroyed car park. The ground is littered with rubble and grider poles, creating an extremely unsafe walking ground. Cars and abandoned tents can occasionally be found while traversing this level. The majority of these cars are rusty and covered in dust, whilst their physical condition is oftentimes severely poor. Most cars are torn to shreds, the only remains of them being only husks of what were once 50s-era cars. The previously mentioned tents are also known to house the corpses of former inhabitants of Emstable, especially on the lower floors, who weren't able to escape when the level was irreversibly broken. Footnote: one of these tents contained an old film camera, which had inside of it one of the only known images of Emstable before its collapse. Traversing level 22 is extremely difficult and unsafe, which has made it so that most wanderers avoid the level due to its lack of structural integrity. The structure of level 22 is unstable, and the stray debris can easily cause one to trip and injure themselves on the concrete rebar, or destroyed automobiles. Apart from this, there are countless large, gaping holes within level 22. These holes are extremely deep, suggesting that these spots are where mining occurred. While one can theoretically climb up or down these holes to reach new areas, doing so is heavily unadvised due to the inherent risks of freeform climbing, with many recorded accidental deaths occurring due to wanderers attempting to do so. Recovered documents. Despite the original Emstable inhabitants fleeing with their documentation and history, the remnants of personal logs and confidential data have been recovered by various groups, such as the Calig Institute, the MEG, and the BNTG. Recovered diary. Hilda. Hilda is the presumed name of the recovered diary belonging to Jacob's Opal. For a full scanned copy of all surviving pages of this diary, inquire with site administrators, or check the visual archives. The pages implemented onto this page are for dates 02/08/2014, 06/08/2014, and 30/10/2015. Footnote: this dating system follows the date/month/year configuration. 02/08/14. The day I score it big. Today's gonna be a big day, Hilda. Janice, Helgen, and I have been working tirelessly to mine the concrete. The guys that supply us with the pickaxes over at the other level have been superbly generous, and discounted the price on this new lot of pickaxes. Can't thank them enough for that. Image caption: Level 22 post-abandonment. Although that on its own is good, it doesn't exactly make today a big day, does it, Hilda? The reason why this new mining is important is that it may finally get my family up in the ranks. My partner and I have been trying to get up to floor 20 for the longest time. I have been talking to those who live there. Though they occasionally talk about a disdain for the law on level 21, they did say that if we supplied them with enough concrete to give to floor 19 and above, then they'd let my family up. Gray's been working extra hard on mining. Hell, I think Z was out all night mining about a week ago. But it'll be worth it for our daughter, and I'm sure all of our hard work will pay off. 06/08/14. Build up to our celebration. We're getting close to it now. The past 4 days have been immensely tough. Gray and I have been operating on the concrete mines non-stop. We've traded away as little as possible for food. just so we can have enough for Tia to eat happily each night. I can tell Gray is excited for this. Z's been talking about it nonstop to Tia, explaining all the new stuff she'll get once we're up to the next floor and such. You know, a lot of townsfolk around here don't believe we'll get to the next floor of Emstable, but I'm sure to prove that point wrong to them. They've even spoken to Helgen, though he's thankfully still dead set on aiding us. Aiden, Kelby, and Raven still try to talk to me out of it. Is their concern appreciated? Yes. Do I need it right now? No. 30/10/15. This entry has no title. Another day, another batch of concrete to send up. Raven's taking it all up this time for me, which, thank God for that. I don't think I could even go into that province again, Hilda. At least Gray is doing okay. Z and Helgen seem to be happy with Tia and whatever their newborn is called. It's not my issue to ask or care if I'm honest. You know, Hilda, I worry about Tia and Gray. I get that they've got their new fancy accommodation up in the heights, but still, I have no idea if either of the two misses me, or if Helgen will let me over. My guess would be no. But hope exists, somewhere, and if it exists somewhere, I will find it. I'll meet you again, Tia. Mark my words on that. The full diary is currently under the ownership of the Callig Institute. Recovered Census Report. Found on the top floor of Emstable, this specific record is one of the only confidential documents found that pertains to Emstable's method of operation. It can be seen that they conducted census checks at least every couple of years. This census, and another one recovered from a few years ago, are the only ones recovered thus far. It is unknown exactly by which frequency the censuses were conducted, as the ones that were recovered were taken at vastly different years. Floor 10 Census Report 01/07/10. Entries found on this census will have their information listed in the order of floor count, population difference, material designations, and employment/unemployment ratio, discounting children. Floor 1 18 plus 0, non-applicable. Floor 2 22 plus 1. Appliance foraging 400 to 40. Floor 4 321 plus 12. Food cultivation 310 to 11. Floor 5 1002 plus 24. Food cultivation and woodcutters 991 to 11. Floor 6 986 minus 12. Clothes creation 900 to 86. Floor 7 1212 plus 32. Junk scavengers 1039 to 173. Floor 8 232 minus 22. Anomalous item scavengers 231 to 1. Floor 9 2140 plus 40. Concrete miners 2001 to 139. Floor 10 1876 plus 38. Appliance foraging 1766 to 110. Floor 11 560 minus 30. Medical scavengers 560 to 0. Floor 12 299 plus 12. Clothes creation 271 to 28. Floor 13 1456 plus 47. Mechanics clothes creation 1300 to 156. Floor 14 1231 plus 10. Exploration leaders 1109 to 212. Floor 15 2000 minus 12. Concrete miners and woodcutters 1803 to to 197. Floor 16, 145, minus 77. Metal scavengers, 143 to 2. Floor 17, 540, plus 23. Livestock managers and food cultivators, 532 to 8. Floor 18, 675, minus 40. Food cultivation, 623 to 52. Floor 19, 1,850, plus 14. Woodcutters, 1,743 to 107. Floor 20, 2,100, plus 60. Junk scavengers and mechanics, 1,899 to 201. Floor 21, 1,234, plus 32. Concrete miners, 1,217 to 17. Floor 22, 80, minus 220. Clothes creation and appliance scavengers, 44 to 36. Floor 23, 934, plus 34. Livestock managers, 390 to 4. Floor 24, 561, plus 20. Concrete miners and exploration leaders, 521 to 40. Floor 25, 811, minus 2. Concrete miners and woodcutters, 809 to 2. Floor 26, 1,434, plus 40. Food cultivation, 1,011 to 423. Floor 27, 1,999, plus 21. Concrete miners and junk scavengers, 1,345 to 654. Floor 28, 0, minus 1,760. Non-applicable, non-applicable. Floor 29, non-applicable, 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 non-applicable. Current population, 26,158. All other confidential emstable information is currently under the ownership of the MEG. Bases, communities, and outposts. Image caption: the flag of emstable. As written above, emstable was the only active community in level 22. None have arisen since its collapse. Entrances and exits. Due to emstable's initial efforts to border up all entrances to level 22, many of the old exits have been lost or have ceased to exist. However, after the collapse of level 22, new exits have arisen. Entrances. Level 22 can be accessed through both level 21 and level 23. Both of these are new exits that were created due to the falling rubble and loss of structural integrity, creating holes in the floor of level 21 and the ceiling of level 23. Alternatively, albeit rarely, some of the original entrances to level 22 can be found. It can be accessed by finding a glass door within level 1, taking exit ramps off of level 69, or finding an exit in the center areas inside of level 172. Exits. Level 22 can be exited by using the previously mentioned entrances to the level from level 21 and level 23. No original exits of level 22 that existed before the collapse have been found. However, successfully no-clipping through cars or debris can lead to level 817.